to really hold your body up in downward facing dog. Spread your palms a little wider, lift your hips a little higher. Today's practice is going to be all about holding poses and really transitioning the proper way. Now roll forward to plank, stack your body so it aligns nicely. Stack your body in plank position. So you roll forward to a strong plank. Plank position. Yep, you got it. Firm up your outer arms, draw your navel in. You got it. And then pick a drishti point, something to focus on. Your drishti should come forward a little bit to the front edge of your mat. Yep, you're in plank and you're just holding plank. Hold your plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drop your knees if you need support. Pick yourself back up, plank position. Downward facing dog, hips back. Try that again. Roll forward to plank. Stack your body so it aligns nicely. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Keep your gaze forward. Drop your knees if you need to. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Again, roll forward, plank position. Align your body. Hug your right knee to your navel. Glide your right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Slide your left foot forward to meet your right at the top. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Dive in half over bent knees, forward fold. So we're just gonna move like this. As you forward fold, come to the fingertips, long spine. Plant your palms, take a generous step back with your right foot. Big step back with your right foot. Left foot joins plank. You're back in plank position, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Press yourself back up. You got it. Hug your left knee to your navel. Hug your left knee to your navel. Hug it in tight and close. Nice, Dara. Slide your left foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge. Right foot meets left foot at the top of the mat. Long spine when you arrive. Forward fold, exhale. Root to rise, come all the way up. Energetically reach big. Feel your feet on the floor. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, set yourself up right here. Left foot takes a nice big step back. When you arrive into that low lunge, plant your palms. Right foot meets left foot at the back of the mat. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Pause and plank. Hug your right knee to your navel. Do it again. So we're moving just like this. Hug the right knee to the navel. Hug it in tight. Slide your right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Step your left foot to meet your right foot at the top of the mat. They're amended sun A's, guys. When you arrive your feet at the top of the mat, come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor, feel the floor, reach big through your fingertips. You can look up, but try not to drop your head back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. This allows you to set yourself up. Generous step back with your right foot, almost the whole length of your mat. So go ahead, take a big step back with your right foot, and then left foot joins in a plank. Halfway to a chaturanga. Pick yourself up, back up, plank position. Plank position. Hug your left knee in and up, hug it tight. Glide your left foot forward and through. Come to the fingertips, Right foot meets left foot at the top of the mat. Nice big step to get there. So just moving freely. Long spine sets you up. Just fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Come up really big. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine, set yourself up. Right foot, take a big step back with your right foot, guys. Big step, right foot. Plant your palms. Left foot joins plank. Good. Halfway to a chaturanga. Pick yourself back up, plank. Hug your left knee to your navel. Hug your left knee in. Keep looking forward, I know. Hug it in. Glide your left foot forward and through. Right foot meets left foot at the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Complete every movement. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Go a little bigger. Breathe. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. We're moving today, guys. Giant step back with your left foot. Big step with your left foot. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Plank. Halfway down chaturanga. Halfway down chaturanga. Support with knees down if this is too much. Pick yourself back up. That's it. Hug your right knee in. Do it again. Hug the right knee in. You're moving breath by breath. Drive the foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge. Come to your fingertips. Spring your left foot forward. Spring it forward. Top of mat. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Breathe into every movement that you're making here. Dive in half over bent knees. Long spine sets you up. Bend your knees as much as you need. Right foot takes a big step back. Big step. Plant your palms. Left foot joins the party. Plank. You're back where you started. Engage your navel to the back of your spine. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drop your knees if it's too much. We're doing a lot of push-ups here. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Good, keep looking forward. Nice, Holly. Hug your left knee in. Hug it in tight, stay with it. Glide your foot all the way forward and through. Nice work. Come to the fingertips, spring the right foot forward. Spring it forward. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up, go big. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Take a really big step back with your left foot and pause. Left foot steps back and you're in a low lunge. Just be here for a second. Be on your fingertips. I want you to feel like you're pulling your chest through your body, almost creating a little bit of an up dog. And always know that you can modify crescent lunges with your knee down. So just make those adjustments for yourself. Pause right here. Now, keeping the left fingertips tented, peel your right arm open into an easy twist. This is a good opportunity to use a block or a pillow. So if you can't reach the floor, make that adjustment and then stack yourself so your shoulders can get really free. Grip your right hip underneath you and breathe right here into this easy twist. Sometimes this feels a little crunchy. Feel the weight in your right heel. Feel your back left leg super engaged. Swing your right glute behind you. Activate your left hip, your thigh bone, your quadricep, your glute. Get a little lighter, a little freer in the twist. Look up a little bit more if you can. So now you're just going to bring your dristi, your gaze down. Firm up your left palm. We're going to slowly move into a Vashisthasana side plank. Stack the 2 feet on top of one another. Slide your right arm up. Modification, guys, drop your left knee down. Support the movement. The knee goes underneath the hip and the right arm will stack up. 2 feet on top of one another. Lift from the side of your body and breathe. Settle into the feeling of your bottom hip, your bottom tricep. Stack the 2 hips. Lift up out of your body a little bit more. Reach towards the sky. Look to the floor, plank position. When you get to plank, pause in your plank. Pause in your plank right here. We're going to do a little plank walk. So drop your knees if this is too much for you. If you're just not into working that hard this morning, that's fine. Bring your right hand out about 2 inches. So your right hand's a little further out than your left. Give it a try. And then bring your left hand out to meet it. So now you're in this longer plank, Draw your navel into the back of your spine. And then walk your right hand underneath your right shoulder. So now your left hand's a little further forward than your right. And then bring your left hand directly underneath your left shoulder. Keep your gaze just a tad forward. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga and pause. Pull yourself through an up dog. Point your toes. It makes it more enjoyable. Point your toes. Let your thighs lift if that's available. If it's not, just keep them down. Downward facing dog, hips float up and back. Slide your left foot forward. Pause in a low lunge. Pause in a low lunge. Activate your back leg. So much of vinyasa all over the place is, you know, different people teach different ways, which makes it great and exciting. But the transitions and being in the posture are so important. So don't be in a rush to get to the next thing, because honestly, I don't know what that next thing is. Breathe. There's no such thing as the next thing. Hold. Feel like you're bringing your chest through your body. It's almost like a little up dog. Yeah. And now keeping your right hand down on the ground, slide a block underneath, very slowly begin to move into your easy twist. And it may feel crunchy to you. So if it does, just move with ease. Grip your left hip behind you. Activate your back leg. Press into the floor. The floor creates a lot of strength for you. Stack the two shoulders. Look up. Stay with it. Now bring your gaze down to your big toe. Firm up your right palm. Grip that bicep and tricep into the mat. Begin to roll and move into your Vashisthasana side plank, whatever that looks like for you today. You can drop your knee down, but really work on alignment and then moving into however you're going to engage from there. I like the 2 feet stacked, but you can stagger them. Lift up out of your waist. Spread your collarbone, reach a little bigger. Look to the floor, plank position, and pause. Pausing your plank, pausing your plank. So looking for ways to just kind of take ourselves to the next level, whatever that is. Left hand comes forward just a little bit. Left hand comes forward just a little bit. So the hands are staggered. Right hand meets top of mat. Yep, so you're in a longer plank. Firm up the navel to the back of the spine. Left hand comes back underneath left shoulder. Move slow. Right hand comes back underneath right shoulder. Draw your navel in. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Pause in the chaturanga. Drop your knees if it's too much. Keep your neck long. Up dog. Pull your chest through. Downward facing dog. Hips press back. Slide your right foot forward. Crescent lunge. Bring it up. Integrate your legs and just bring yourself up. High lunge. Personally, I like to bring my arms out and up. It's freer for the shoulders. The beauty of crescent lunge is you can modify. Knee can drop. Someone's off of mute. Check your box. I know, we're heating up here. Crescent lunge. Hands come down. Plank position. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. Land your left foot forward. High lunge. Out and up with your arms. Breathe into the front side of your body and then lift a little higher. Hands come down, plank position, chaturanga. Upward facing point. Downward facing back. Do it again, right foot forward, crescent lunge. Just move with it. Move the best that you can. Crescent lunge. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog pulls you through your body. Downward facing dog presses you back. Left foot glides, back heel is lifted, high lunge. Looks good, Mark. Nice work. Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog slides you through. Downward facing dog presses you back. Again, right foot forward, high lunge. Free yourself, get out of your head. Hands come down. You're set up for plank. Skip it if it's too much. Chaturanga, it's up to you. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, high on the ball of your back foot, high lunge. You gotta move and groove here on Saturday morning. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing point. Downward facing back. Roll forward to plank. Drop your knees down, you're coming to a tabletop position. So bring your hands in a little closer. Stack your knees so they're directly underneath your hips. You can keep the tops of the feet flat or curled. Right leg is gonna extend back. Right leg's gonna extend back, float it back towards the back wall. Don't open your hip. Good, just pause here. Left arm's gonna reach forward like we're shaking hands, distant memory, but just envision that for a second. So I want you to focus on your core, focus on your right tricep, gripping that right palm into the mat and keeping everything really neutral. So what's gonna happen is your left arm's gonna slide alongside your ribs like that. Your right knee is gonna come to the outside of your right tricep in the general direction, like a dog at a fire hydrant. Pause. Keep your neck long and your gaze forward. If you're looking at me or looking around, it's gonna be hard to balance. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Pause. Now hug the knee and the elbow straight in. Yes. Perfect. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. We'll try that again. Find the space that you need to create this. Left elbow slides by the side body, right knee, right tricep. Good. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Hug the knee and the elbow straight in. Pause. There's a little round of your spine. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Palm and knee hits the floor. Float the left leg up. Pause here. Start to link your movement with your breath. Right arm forward. Just do that. And this may be enough for some of you if your balance is not great. Right arm's gonna slide alongside my right ribs. Left knee, left tricep, general direction. Don't take the shape of your hips out though. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Pause. Hug the knee and the elbow in, round your spine. Reach and stretch, create the space. Don't open your hip. Here we go. Elbow slides alongside the right ribs. Left knee, left tricep. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. One more. Stay with me. Hug the knee and the elbow in, round. Reach and stretch in opposite directions. Hand and knee hit the floor. Downward facing dog. Slide your right foot forward. Turn your back foot onto its side. Root to rise, warrior one. So warrior one is similar to crescent lunge, but different. So your back foot this time is anchored into the mat. So go ahead and do this, guys. Bring your arms back like airplane wings. Palms are gonna face down. Tip your torso down. Now, turn your left thigh a little bit more forward. And if you're having difficulty, check in with your back foot and make sure it's enough on an angle. Steer your right hip back towards the back wall and sit deeper into your front thigh. Broaden across the upper chest, anchor your feet. Pause here. And then with that energy pressing down, reach back up, warrior one. Spin the left ribs a little bit more forward. Anchor your feet, spread your collarbone, lift with your arms. Look forward or look up a tad. Hands come to the floor, plank position. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing, fire it up. Downward facing. So just freely slide your left foot forward, turn your back foot onto its side, root to rise, sweep out and up, warrior one. Good, drop your arms by your side body. The palms face forward, guys, they don't flip. Palms face forward. Begin to tip your torso just a little forward, halfway or so. Steer your left hip and glute back. Turn the right thigh bone forward, the right ribs go forward. Sit a little deeper. Feel the outer blade of your back foot. It's so energetic. Press down. Now broaden the chest, press into the mat. Reach up, warrior one. See if you can sit a little deeper. Take the right ribs a little bit more forward. Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga. Skip the chaturangas, guys. If it's too much, shoulder, elbow, Something going on. Downward facing dog. Happily glide your right foot forward, warrior one. Warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Bend your elbows. Drag the chest through up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Aren't we having fun? Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga, upward facing. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths, hold. Hold your down dog. Just feel your body and how it's starting to take its shape and how your breath is moving and how your thoughts are moving. Let them come, let them go. So your opportunity in this practice is to move your energy, clear your space. Roll forward to a plank position, please. So like you did in the tabletop, take your right knee towards your right tricep, just in the general direction, look forward and hold. Broaden. If it's too much, you drop your knee like we did before. Now, keeping your gaze forward, hug the knee straight in. Think knee in between biceps, keep your gaze forward. Step your right foot forward and through. Turn your back foot onto its side. Circle open, warrior two. Warrior two. It's a pretty big step, ladies and gentlemen. Turn up the inner part of your thigh to the outside of the baby toe. Your back left leg is on an angle. I'm almost taking up the whole space of my mat. My chest is long. My side of my body is lifted. Energetically reach with your arms. Actually, let's do this today. I'm going to reach my arms forward towards you like I'm handing someone a tray. So my torso doesn't drop forward, just my arms. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Lift your elbows up. If there's something going on in your shoulders today, just grab opposite shoulders like this, or you're welcome to have your hands in prayer. Lift your elbows up. Turn up your breath. Turn up the inner part of your thigh. Drop your tailbone down into the pose and close your eyes. A few breaths. So engaged but free at the same time. Breathe a little freer and a little fuller into your whole body, working from the ground up. Sit a little deeper. So when you unravel your arms, what I want you to do is reach your arms out and up towards the sky. So now they're shoulder width distance. And then spread your arms down so they come parallel to the earth. Take your right hand to the outside of your right foot. A block is great here. You can place it to the outside. Any direction that works for you. Left arm will stack up. Arm on top of thigh, modification. I like a tented hand because it reminds me to get out of my wrist. 2 shoulders stack, arms in opposite direction. Left arm can reach up and forward. When you wrap your arm forward, turn from your bicep. Let the baby fingertip towards the ground. Grip your right hip and glute underneath you. And turn up your bottom ribs. More breath. More feeling of this incredible posture that you're able to hold in your body. You're not holding your breath, you're holding the posture. Big difference. A few more breaths. Notice if your torso wants to turn down. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a turn of the bottom ribs, an opening of space. Keep the shape of the lower half of your body. Don't move that at all. If your arm wrapped forward, just reach it straight up. Stay in the pose. Left hand's going to slide to your left hip. Look down. If you're using a block, that's great. Just move it in front of you and float to a half moon. Moving slowly into the posture. The transition is just as important as the pose. Your right foot must stay forward. Your left hand on your hip. Stack your 2 hips and then spread your left arm up. Now for me, the hardest part is keeping that right foot forward for most of us. I can't see a lot of right feet, but I could tell you that probably most of you, your foot is turning in. So straighten out that foot. Lift from the side of your body. And how do you want to get a little lighter in this pose? Turn your bottom ribs, spread your collarbone, look up. Spark up your left toes more. And the imperfections of this posture make the pose. It really makes the posture. So if you fall out, who cares? You get back in. Look to the floor. The look starts the movement to the next thing. So look down first, then bring your left hand down. Then let your hips square. Slide your feet together at the top of the mat. Sit into chair. This is my least favorite pose in quarantine. I don't know why. Sit a little deeper. Slide the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. So think about the lower half of the body and how it needs to create that accurate shape of a box. Your feet, your shins, your knees, everything has to align. Your seat must slide back. Your waist is long. And then start to bring your gaze, your dristi up. Twist your ribs. Open up your arms if you want a little bit more. Keep the shape of your legs. Pull yourself around to chair. Recommit. Recommit. Lower, 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 lower. Keep dropping your seat really, 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 really low until you hit the ground. When you hit the ground, my feet are down. My arms are just going to go flat. My palms are going to go flat. My feet are going to stay down. I'm going to separate them so they're about hips width distance. I'm going to lift my chest. I'm going to float my feet up to a 90-degree angle. Flex the feet. Drive the arms and the palms into the mat. Pause. It's not about the legs being straight and vote. It's about the lift of the side body, the lift of the core, the broadening of the upper shoulders and the chest. Draw the thigh bones closer towards the navel. Breathe, look forward. Good, if you want to take it a little further, tent the fingertips. Get lighter in your hands. Then slide your arms forward alongside the legs. Hold. Breathe into the back side of the body so the front side lifts up. Cross your ankles, place the hands to the floor, step or float, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog moves you through. Downward facing dog presses you back. Roll forward to a plank. Stay with it. Plank position. Left knee, left tricep. Just go in the general direction, doesn't actually have to touch. Keep looking forward. Hug your left knee straight in. Hug it a little tighter, a little closer. Maybe drag the knee closer in between the biceps. Land the left foot forward. Turn the back foot onto its side. Warrior two. Warrior two. Arms broaden, chest lifts. Pretty big step, powerful pose. Lift the chest up, lift the side of the body. Keep everything the way that it is and then just bring your arms forward. Just your arms. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Lift your elbows up. Drop down into the pose. Turn up the inner part of your thigh. Yeah, close your eyes. The back leg trumps the pose, so use the back leg, the right leg, and then drop down into the front thigh, not into the knee, into the thigh. Let the tailbone drop. Let the sides of the body lift you up. Lift your elbows up more. Hear your breath. Feel your breath, more importantly. Keep the shape of your leg. Just unravel your arms straight up. They're about shoulder width distance, like you would be in a chair pose. Drop your arms down, palms go face towards the ground. Keep the shape of the legs. Begin to tip the body, moving into your extended side angle A. Block to the outside of the foot, arm resting on the top of the thigh. Gripping your left hip and glute. Yeah, you got some action going on in that outer hip. Should have some burning going on. And then look up. So it's how do you get to the posture? How do you be calm, efficient, effective in the pose? Letting your body do the work, letting your mind shut down, and letting your breath help you. A few more breaths. Turn up your bottom ribs. Spin it towards the ceiling, look up. If your right arm wrapped forward, just reach it straight up. Just do that much first. Slide your right hand to your hip. Move your block out in front of you. Float to your half moon. Half moon. The block should be about 6, 8, 10 inches off the edge of your left baby toe. Spark up your right toes. Lift your belly and your waist. Stack the two arms. And then free yourself in this posture. This is an amazing pose. You have to go work out your alignment. You have to work out your balance. Add in what you need. Whatever you did on the right side, be here on the left. If you fall, try again. So keeping in mind our transitions. To move to the next thing, we're just going to look to the floor. Then the right hand comes down. Then we square our hips. Then the feet come together at the top of the mat. Now you sit into chair. You sit into a big chair pose. Sweep your arms up. Drop your seat. Slide your hands to a prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow. Twist to the left. Drive the heels into the mat. Let the shins move back. Sit a little deeper. Let the crown of the head extend forward. Get in there. Keep the shape of the lower half of the body. Really use that strength that you just created. Pull around to chair. Look forward. Sit as deep as you can. We're not going to boat though. Just really sit. Allow yourself to express the pose. Lift the chest, broaden the shoulders. From your elbows to your fingertips, straighten your arms. Sit deeper. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Look forward. Feel. The next is balance. So I'm going to use a block. I've got a firm block to stand on. If you don't have a block, just use the floor. It's very simple. The block's going to go the long direction. My left foot is going to go on the block. Once again, if you don't have the block, it's okay. Don't freak out. Hug your right knee to your navel and just stand up. So you can do it just with your foot on the floor. So just do that much. Just do this much. That's it. If you do have the block underneath your foot, press into it with your whole foot. If you got a big foot, your foot might be hanging off the block a little. Draw the navel in. And then, as our mothers all say, do your best version of standing up tall. Draw your navel in, hug the leg a little closer. If you want to move on, hook the big toe with the P sign finger. So you're going to hook your big toe with your right index finger and middle finger. Your left hand will slide to your hip. You might notice that your balance gets a little rocky. That's okay. Start to extend your right leg forward if you want more. Move in pieces. Know what your needs are. Sometimes we don't know. We try, and then you have to backtrack. Stand up tall, guys. Slide your left arm up. Slide it up. So this can be done with your right knee bent in half. Alternative is a tree pose if you're really just not feeling the hamstring work today. So you'll just take tree, standing on your left leg if you're not into this. Pull your right shoulder back into the socket. Stand up a little taller. Good. Keep the leg lifted. Switch the grip. Hand's going to go to the outside of the foot or the outside of the bent leg. Hand can come to your thigh. Right arm will start to wrap back. Dancing Shiva. Press through the base foot. Your arms go straight. Your leg is straight. Your spine stays long. You press into the block and you twist. Notice that you want to lean back. Stand up in the center of your body and then just look right. Look towards the back. That's all you need to do. Start to bring your gaze back forward. Keep the lift of the leg or the leg bent in half. Reach your arms up, pause. Lift from the thigh. Lift it up higher. Lower it down. Step down. Just pause, hands on hips, feet hip width distance. Good. Slide your block a little to the right. Whole right foot onto the block. Do that first. Press into the block, hug the left knee in. Stand up. Just begin to feel. So you really want to work on from the ground up, how can I get my body to be a little bit more effective? Good. If you want to move on, it's up to you. Do it in pieces. Hook the big toe first, slide the hand to your hip. So that you notice that my toe comes to me, I'm not bending for it. Right. Start to hinge the leg forward, move at your own pace, slide your right arm up piece by piece. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Let your shoulder draw back into the socket. Feel the block. Feel the contraction of your right thigh bone and glute. Keep the lift of the leg. Start to change the grip. Leg can stay straight or leg can bend in half. You can do this with a bent knee. Notice that your weight neither wants to pull you back or forward. Find the center. Just look left. Look towards the back wall. Stand up a little taller. Keep the lift of the leg, guys. You're doing great. Pull around to center, leg up, arm up, both arms. Lift the leg, lift it up a little higher, lower it down. Stand, feet together, hands on your hips. Move your blocks to the top of your mat. If you have more than one, use them. If you have a table or a chair or something for the next part. So just standing here, right foot's gonna stay forward, left foot's gonna step back. So all of this is coming together. Hands on your hips. Right hand on your hip, left arm up, come forward halfway, pause. Hand can come to your shin or you can reach for a block and use that to prop you up. Notice my right hand goes to the flat part of my back. I begin to look right. My tailbone is long. It's moving to the back wall. And then my two arms begin to stack on top of one another. This is optional. Hand can just stay on the flat part of your back. If you do not have a block today, hand can just rest on your shin. Create that dynamic. Back leg is strong and straight. Front leg can have a bend in it if you need a little bend behind the knee. You're doing great. Breathe right here. Feel your feet on the floor. Zip up your inner thighs and turn up your breath as your ribs begin to move towards the ceiling. We're going to have some fun right here. So stay. If this is enough for you today, take a few more breaths here. If you'd like to try moving on with me, you're going to float the block forward and we're going to float to revolved Ardha. Yeah, and there's no harm in trying these things. We're going to do it safely. We're going to do it effectively. And we're just going to try and move ourselves. Back leg lifts up. It's like tabletop position that we did before. Hand can stay on the flat part of your back if you're unsure. Right arm can reach up if you want more. Just a few breaths, nothing crazy. Lift from your inner thigh. Spark up your back toes. Look to the floor. Take both hands down. If you have two blocks, they're going to come in handy. If you have a ledge or something you could balance on, or go directly to the floor, be on your fingertips. You should feel something in your outer right hip right now. Hug your left knee to your navel. Pause. Hug it in. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Press into your standing leg. You're going to come up to stand, hugging your left knee in. Hug your left knee in towards your navel. It didn't work out for me today. Just hug it in. Yeah. Sweep your arms out and up. Good. We're going into eagle. Wrap your left leg around your right. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. So if you're just in a twisting triangle, just pull yourself up. Yeah. And wrap your left arm around your right, left arm underneath right arm, and left leg around right leg. And then drop your seat like you're in a low chair. Lift your elbows up, look forward. Drop down deeper, feel the weight move into your heel, into your shin. Release, arms come up, out and up with your arms. Hands come to prayer, drop your arms, let it go. Walk your left foot over to the left about 2 inches, slide your right foot back, start with your hands on your hips. Left hand on hip, right arm reaches up big, come forward halfway. Steer your hips back, guys. You can almost use your hand to do it. Hand to shin or to a block, twisting triangle. You want to press and use the back leg. So really press that back foot. firm. Yeah. And soften behind your left knee. Stack your two arms if you want more. And be okay with doing less. You can just stay here. A couple more breaths before we move on, though. Feel your feet on the floor. Stay with this or start to move forward. Your hand can just slide to the flat part of your block, back, and then the block moves forward underneath your right shoulder. Back leg will lift. Lift from your inner thigh, spark up your back foot. Your hips are not open, they're square to the ground. Keep your hand on the flat part of your back or begin to move your left arm up. Look up. Nice work, Mark. Nice, really good job. Nice, Holly. Lift from that inner thigh, draw the navel in, twist open. Look to the floor, place both hands down. If you have blocks, that's great. Soften behind your left knee a little, just pause. The transitions are important. Hug your right knee in and pause here. So you have to press into the standing left leg a little. Start to draw your right knee in, come up to stand. So if you're just in twisting triangle, just release your hands. You'll pull yourself up. You'll move into eagle from there. Sweep your arms out and up with your right leg lifted. Wrap your right thigh around your left thigh and then wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Do it slow. Look forward. Bend into the left leg. Squeeze everything really tight. See if you can straighten yourself out. Lift your elbows up. Sit a little deeper. See what you can find. I have nightmares about this posture after taking Bikram's training in 2001. Good. Sit a little deeper. We held this pose forever. Release. Arms come up. Go big. Dive in half. Keep it moving, guys. Long spine, come to your fingertips. Plant your palms, 2 big steps, or float, chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. Right foot forward, high lunge. Don't get sleepy on me. High lunge. Hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow. You knew it was coming. Twist to the right. Cut yourself some slack if you need that back knee to come down. Yeah. Drag your right hip back. Integrate your back leg. Squeeze your glute, your hamstring, your thigh bone. Open up your arms if you want a little bit more action, or just look right and think about your energy moving up the sidewall, up the ceiling. Feel the weight in your right heel, and then lean back a little. Let the crown of the head line up with your back foot. Take another big breath in. Stay with me. Look to the floor, place both hands down, and pause. We were here before. Good. So take your left palm. You're going to firm it up. You're going to roll to the outer blade. Some of you are a little bit more advanced and want to try out something new. Hook your big toe. If this isn't for you, just go into a second round of side plank or modified side plank. If you're going to hook your big toe, hug your right knee to your navel. Do that first, and then extend your right leg up and back. Flex your foot. Broaden the side body and then look up. Modified side plank is an alternative. If you have your big toe hooked, look down. Step back, low lunge. If you're just in a side plank, come to plank. Plant the palms. Hug your right knee to your navel and land your right thigh forward, half pigeon. If you got confused, half pigeon right side is where we're going. Fold. Half pigeon right side. Enjoy it. Yeah, allow yourself to just kind of fold into it. If something's going on with your knee, your hip, your ankle, go onto your back and take a modified version, ankle to knee. Top of your left foot should be down on the ground. Yeah. Just another breath. Okay, pull yourself up. We're gonna do this today. Pull yourself up. Lean onto your right butt cheek. Swing your left leg around. You're in separate leg stretching. We're not doing separate leg stretching. Just it looks like separate leg stretching. Good. Your right hand's gonna go to the outside of your right hip. Make sure your wrist faces towards the back wall. Inhale the breath. This is cell pose. It's a back bend. The left leg's gonna stay long and straight. The foot ideally presses into the mat, but if you can't get it there, that's okay. Left arm's gonna reach up and back. Press and lift. Lower your seat down nice and slow. Yeah. Swing the leg. There's no graceful way of getting out of this. Just step back, down dog. We'll do that. Just come back, downward facing dog. If you need a vinyasa, just because you feel you need one, then take it, or just meet me in down dog. From down dog, step your left foot forward. Here we go, guys. Last little bit of work. Rise, high lunge. All good things come to an end. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist. I can't tell by a lot of placements of your feet, but look down and make sure that you're not on a tightrope. And what I mean by that is if your left foot and your right foot are in the same line, you're gonna have difficulty balancing. So walk your left foot a little bit to the left and create hips width distance. Ground your left heel, activate your right leg, lift the side of your body, then lean back just a little bit to get in there. More breath. I know you're about done, so just breathe right here. 2 more breaths. Look to the floor, place both hands down and pause. Just pause. So some of you are just gonna step back and go into a modified side plank. Others of us are gonna try and do something fancy. Take your right palm, let it go flat, roll to the outer blade. So do this step by step. Hook the big toe, draw the knee towards the chest. You have to lift the side of your body up and then begin to extend your left leg up. Look up. Something to work for. If you're not there, it's okay. If you have your big toe, hook, keep it hooked, look down, step the foot forward and through, you're back in a low lunge. If you're just in a side plank, meet us in a plank, plant your palms, hug your knee to your navel, and then land your left leg forward, half pigeon on the left side. Fold, not a long hold today, just folding and enjoying a few really good breaths. Good, use the strength of your body, start to bring yourself up. Lean onto your left side, swing your right leg around. It looks like a separate leg stretching pose because like a little bit of a tree going on with your legs. The left palm is gonna go flat. Make sure the crease of your wrist faces the back of the mat. And then you're gonna lift yourself up. The right foot's gonna go flat. The hips are a little bit on an angle and then your right arm reaches up and back. See if you can find it. And then look up. Press down a little more. Good. Exhale the breath, start to lower down. Good. Lower your seat, take your feet flat to the floor. So your feet are gonna go flat to the floor. We're gonna go into reverse tabletop today for our back bends. So it's gonna look like this. Feet are about hips width distance. Hands, mine face me. Inhale the breath, anchor your feet, start to lift the tailbone, press the floor away, look up. When you look down the center line of your body, it shouldn't be a sad state of affairs. You don't wanna see a saggy lower belly. So you wanna lift up, lengthen from the tailbone, firm up the outer arms. Okay, lower the seat down. Now, as you lower the seat, don't let the seat touch the ground. Slide your seat back, flex your feet, press your arms into the floor. Try it. Look forward, broaden your chest. Revisit reverse tabletop. Slide your seat up and through, anchor your feet, firm up the sides of the arms. Look up. You got it? We're gonna do 57, no, I'm kidding. Lower yourself down. Don't let your seat touch. Slide your seat back. Firm up the sides of the arms, flex your feet. Maybe lift one foot. Look forward, look forward. Lower the foot. Slide your legs or your feet forward. Lift your hips. Reverse tabletop. Do what you can. Slide your seat back. Seat back. Flex your feet. Lift your left foot. Lower your left foot one more time. Lift up, tabletop, reverse. Slide your seat back. Here we go. You could be fancy. Lift both feet. Lower down. Hug your knees to your chest, guys. Give yourself a tight ball, like really wrap in. That was really good work. We're gonna take a butterfly stretch here. So the feet are just gonna come together. And if you wanna amp it up with a block, you're welcome to. Just stack your feet up onto the block. I want a little bit of a tighter butterfly today. So bring your block a little closer. Your feet can just rest on that block. And then let the arches of your feet kind of turn open. Use the back of your triceps. Inhale the breath, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. External rotation of your thighs. Play around with this. See, you might want it a little bit wider out. You might want it a little tighter in. You might not like the block or have a block. But let yourself just kind of round into it and drop down. Good. Start to move yourself up. Remove the block. Take it with you. You're going to lay down on the block on the back. We're going to finish today's practice with a supported shoulder stand. Supported shoulder stand. Okay. So as you lay down, find a block or something that would be appropriate underneath your back. If you don't have one, I'll tell you what to do. Lay down like you're setting up for bridge. So get your back flat on the floor first. Take your block. Now I go the highest direction. You're going to get the most out of that, but not everyone has that range. So it's medium, low for some of you, or high. Place the block flat underneath the flat part of your back. Get your palms flat. Feel the cupping of your shoulders come together. Look towards the sky. So stay here for a second, and then begin to float your right leg up. Do that first, and then maybe float your left leg up. Now, if you don't have a block, it's just gonna look flat back, legs up. If you don't have a block and you do have a strap, take the strap around the base of your feet, and it would look like this. It's creating the illusion of legs up the wall. This is how we flush out lactic acid. So we're gonna take a minute here, and then I'm gonna move you to a Shavasana, so I will let you know when the minute is up. Starting now. Close your eyes and allow yourself to just be here. Helen, interlace your hands around the block. Interlace them. And then see if that creates a little more of a back bend for you, like a cupping. There you go. You just got a back bend. Perfect. Now breathe. Now, if your legs are up, bend them in half. Slowly start to bring one foot, then the other foot to the floor. Remove any objects that are underneath you. Very slowly start to lower your lower back down onto the ground. Once your lower back safely hits the floor, start to stretch your legs out, right foot, left foot, one at a time. Let your feet turn open. Turn your palms open. Take a giant breath in, and then exhale your breath into the mat and just let it go. Complete restoration right here. Shavasana. Close your eyes. Let go of your Ujjayi breath. So draw a really deep breath in through your nose. Like really feel like you're inhaling, inhaling, inhaling until you can't inhale anymore. And then open your mouth and exhale, exhale, exhale everything out. Slowly bring your arms up over the top of the head, like reach through your arms and then reach through your toes. Hug your knees in towards your chest, squeeze them in tight. Roll to your right side, everyone. Even if you're totally resistant to this, just do it. Just roll all the way to your right side or your left side, doesn't matter. If you're a lefty, we don't want to leave you out. Let your body almost go limp and then start to push yourself up into a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. If you prefer just to stay down, you're welcome to. Let your hands come to prayer. Turn the fingers forward. There's always someone that needs a practice more than us. So let's give this out to those that need more. Bow your head, have some gratitude. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time. We're trying to get some outdoor space, so stay tuned. We may have an outdoor class coming up. If not, we're continuing these